What's going on, everybody? It's Sasa, your real estate agent here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And today I'm going to be discussing with you the top 5 mistakes that I see home buyers make. I really wish I had an intro because this is exactly where it would go. Unfortunately, I don't. So let's get right into it. If this is your first time at the channel, please like, subscribe for all things real estate and Charlotte, North Carolina. So the first mistake I see home buyers make is looking at homes without first getting a pre-approval letter. So the pre-approval letter is going to tell you what price range you need to be in so you can budget accordingly. Now, when you get a pre-approval, I recommend reaching out to a lender, meeting them at the office. It's a lot different when you go meet a lender in person at the office. They can get all your questions answered. You can get to know them instead of going online and filling out a quick application and then sending you a quick pre-approval letter. From my experience, it's usually pretty inaccurate. Whenever you speak to a lender, you want to make sure that they're trying to dig a little deeper with you, and that they're asking for your W-2s, your pay stubs, so you can get the most accurate information. So you're not wasting your time looking for homes that you can't make a move on when the time is right. So this is extremely important because I've seen so many people just fall in love with a house they see online. Maybe they went to an open house and they're so excited about it and want to put an offer in on it, but they don't know if they can even afford the house, frankly, and the steps they need to take to be able to afford the house. For instance, if you're having some credit issues, the lender will tell you exactly how to get back on track, what payments need to be made, how long of a time frame you're looking at to get your credit score up to where you want it to be so you can't afford that house in the future. So get pre-approved. The second most common mistake I see is not staying within your budget. And this is funny because it always seems like if you just spent that little extra money, you would get exactly what you want. So what I normally see, for instance, if you have a pre-approval letter and you're pre-approved for $300,000, a lot of people start looking at the $310,000, $325,000 homes, and they think, oh, well, if I just had $325,000, I can get everything I want. It's natural. It's natural for anything. It's not just houses. It's cars. It's clothes. Anything of that nature. Stay within your budget. Stay where you know you're comfortable and where you have a comfortable monthly payment. Nobody knows your finances better than you do. Not even the lender. You know exactly how much you have left over after all your bills, after your utilities, after you spend food for the family, everything like that. So stay within budget, make sure you're comfortable, and don't overstretch yourself. You never want to be worried about making payments. You never want to have to miss a payment, be late on payments. Stay within budget, stay where you feel comfortable. The third biggest mistake I see, and this one's hard, we're all human, we all have emotions, but it's getting too emotionally attached to a house that you see. So I'll tell you guys a quick story. When I was first looking for my house, it was over 3 years ago. I found this beautiful condo in South Park. It's an area down here in Charlotte. I fell in love with it. Sure enough, the day that it went on the market, it went under contract and I lost on that house. After that, I was literally like a 10-year-old kid. I felt sad. I was like, I'm never gonna find something like this again, it's never the case. Sure enough, a month later, I found the beautiful townhouse I'm in right now, and I couldn't be happier with everything. How much I paid for it, the location. It was a blessing in disguise, like usually that stuff is. So don't get too emotionally attached where you can't make a rational decision. Sometimes I've seen people try to overpay for certain properties, and that's totally fine if that's what you want to do. Always want to get the facts. Always want to see what sold for in the neighborhood so you know and you can make the best decision for yourself. But it's a tough one. We're all human. Sometimes when I'm shopping with some of my clients, I get excited. I start looking at these houses, and I'm always telling my fiance, "Hey, maybe we should buy another house. Maybe we should sell this one and buy another one." And it's all over the place. It happens to me all the time. So it will most likely happen to you, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. But don't let it alter your thinking skills, and don't ever be vulnerable when you're trying to purchase a house. So the fourth most common mistake I see is not getting representation on a new construction house. And this one's pretty common. Most people just figure it's a brand new home, it's a new construction. I don't need any representation. I'm going to get help from the builders and the builder reps. Unfortunately, the builder reps are working for the builder. They're looking out for the builder's best interest, trying to get them the highest price for the property and trying to secure the best terms for the builder, not necessarily you, the buyer. I definitely recommend you get representation and you have somebody that's looking out for your best interest. Another thing about builders, they don't use the state contracts like traditional residential real estate closings. They use their own builder specific contracts. So as opposed to ours is 13 pages here in North Carolina, as opposed to that, theirs will be anywhere from 20 to 50 pages long. What I always do, I can make sure to get a copy of the contract, send it over to the attorneys for reviews, and then I'll also review it myself before we put anything in writing and make anything official. I've negotiated prices for new construction homes, appliances, surround sound systems, garage doors, paint, anything you can think of I've negotiated, whereas sometimes I've had clients go and they'd say price is non-negotiable. Just make sure you reach out to a realtor, get some representation before you decide to move any further, and make sure you have somebody that's looking out for your best interest at all times. Mistake number 5 that I see most often is timing. So this is really important. Don't start looking for a house if your lease is ending in a month or two. Make sure you give yourself enough time. I'd say a minimum of 3 to 6 months. Reach out to a realtor, start talking to them about the market, get your pre-approval letter, and start looking at some areas that you think you might be interested in. Start getting some more information so you're not having to scramble later when your lease is about to be up in the next month. It's really important. You never want to feel like your back's up against the wall when you're making such a big purchase and a financial decision for yourself and your family. So make sure to start the process early. Don't feel rushed to buy a home, and give yourself enough time to make sure you feel comfortable with everything going on in the process. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If there's anything I can ever do for you, any questions you might have, need more clarification about anything, feel free to reach out to me. Text message, email, phone call, whatever you want to do. I'm all for it. My contact information is listed below. Take care. Bye.